morning, Sainers. Welcome to Saints TV Weekly, June 5th, 2023. I reckon it's going to be a pretty quick one. We're just coming off the bye, as you know. No VFL, no AFL, so we'll skip right over that. But we do have some injury updates. But before we get into the injury updates, let's give a quick shout out to Inglewood Coffee Roasters, the sponsor of Saints TV Weekly for season 2023. 40% off coffee, tea and chai products. You can't get better than that. Go on over to inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au and redeem with the discount code SAINTS40. Get on it, you'll love it. Okay, so we've got some injury update news to kick off the week. I think that's kind of the most important thing on a Monday, is to see where the list is at, who's coming back, if there's any chances of changes. And I don't think we've got a lot of changes to expect in the next couple of weeks, to be honest, Sainers. We've got Jack Bytel, who's probably a week away with concussion. Mitch Owens about a week to 2 weeks away. Dan McKenzie, 1 to 2 weeks away, which is good for Dan McKenzie because I feel like he's just been in a black hole somewhere and we don't know what's going on with D-Mac, but good to see he's only a couple of weeks off. Ollie Houghton a couple of weeks off. Hunter Clark more to that 4 to 6 week mark, obviously with his knee. That's the biggest news, I guess, to come out of the last game. Zach Jones with a quad, 4 to 6 weeks. Nick Caulfield, calf, 6 to 8 weeks. Jack Hayes, about 5 to 6 weeks. Matty Allison, post-bye, indefinite. And then Angus McLennan, again, post-bye, indefinite. So that's kind of where we're at. I think Tim Membry is obviously available for selection this week. He played in the VFL game before the bye and had a couple of disposals. Very light game on the track for him, but he is available, so whether we want to go in Tim Membry this weekend with Caminiti and obviously Max King, or there might be a surprise on the injury list, because sometimes, who knows, Mitch Owens might suddenly be available, but I'm tipping that it's probably just going to be the Winhagers and Membrys of the world, and we might see 1 to 2 changes, but we'll see depending on what the coaches think post-bye. Now, on top of the injuries, is obviously last week I alluded to players like Jack Billings not getting the minutes that he probably wants at the club this year, despite doing pretty well at VFL level, putting in a good stint of VFL form since round 5, averaging about 23 disposals per game and just under a goal per game. Which is pretty damn good for a half forward where he's playing, and that's where he wants to play at VFL and AFL level, and that's kind of the reason why we can't fit him into the team, is because we're stacked full of a lot of players that are playing in those positions, like Filippo, Owens, Higo pushes up the ground, obviously Gresh rotates mid and forward, so there's not a lot of spots for JB, unfortunately, and Tom Morris has kind of added a bit more information to what I alluded to last week, and just mentioning that the views from other clubs outside of St Kilda is that Jack Billings is very gettable. If you offer St Kilda a good deal, he'll be keen for senior opportunities, and the Saints will allow him to move on. So apparently the West Coast Eagles could be one. They're obviously losing a lot of experienced players on the latter years of their careers, 30 plus and above. And they think that Billings at 27 could be very gettable, could top up the list quite nicely. The other club is Richmond as well. Similar scenario where they've got Jack Rewell, Trent Cotchin, looking to retire, and maybe new recruit Tim Taranto, to add, I guess, a bit more support around him in the goal kicking department, and obviously rotating through midfield. Billings could obviously provide some of that relief for the Richmond midfield. And whether Carlton, again, they don't have that gun sort of half forward to support their twin towers. So there's another avenue there, but I'd hate to see Jack Billings in a Carlton Guernsey, to be honest. But hopefully whatever happens, we do the best for JB, because I still think he's got a lot of good footy ahead of him. Hopefully it's at St Kilda, but if not, it looks like there are some clubs already sniffing around, so we'll keep a very close eye on this in the next couple of weeks for you. Now, switching over to AFLW, the new players have received their jumpers, so let's just quickly go through them so we're all up to date. Number 9, Jamie Lambert. Number 12, Serene Watson. Number 17, Steph Chiocci. 24, Beth Pinchin. 30, Jessie Wardlaw, the big signing, and 32, Natalie Plain. So congrats to those girls, firstly, on getting their jumper numbers. Now, swinging back over to the old Eric Bana. We've talked about him a lot lately on the channel, so hopefully you've all enjoyed it. But there is some news on Eric Bana. He is going to be going down the slide for the fight MND at the G. That's going to be awesome. Obviously, there's a number of different characters that Eric Bana can go down the slide as, whether it's Poiter or someone from one of his bigger movies, Chopper, or Hector or something from Troy. But yeah, that's awesome. I thought that'd be worth mentioning. Funny that, he didn't bring it up the other week. He's kept it under wraps, but good to see that he's signed on. Let's see if he can match Rui's efforts of being Freddie Mercury a couple of years ago, because that's probably the benchmark. But I reckon Eric Bana's got a few good characters up his sleeve. So good to see him getting on board fight MND at the G. And now, rounding out the video, like I said, very quick video today, Saners, with no footy. But we've got a big game on Thursday night, 7:10 p.m. against the Sydney Swans, round 13 at the SCG, a place where we have not won since round 18, I think, 2009. When we went on a big winning streak, and we almost lost that game from memory. I think it was Lee Montagna that kicked a point with a minute to go or something up at the SCG, and we got the chocolates. But we are going to be at the Bentley Social on Thursday night. So I mentioned this in the preview, which is already out, by the way. So the preview for the Sydney game is out, so check it out after this. But we will be at the Bentley Social from about 6 o'clock. Get down Thursday night. We've not done a Thursday night game at the Bentley Social, so can't wait for it. We're going to get food, drink discounts, obviously give out some prizes when we can. Great Saints atmosphere. Get down your colours. Rock the red, white and black. I just got the retro jacket this morning. It finally arrived and I'm absolutely loving it. It's the coolest thing ever. Like, it's so comfortable. I don't care that it's a little bit... I think it's supposed to be a bit on the puffier side, but it's so comfortable and it just looks awesome, with the Pura Milk on the back. So if you haven't got one, definitely get one if you can. And rock it on Thursday night. Get your colours out. Red, white and black. Get down to the Bentley Social. And it'll be an awesome win if we get over the line. A team that we struggle against. I think it's Lance Franklin's 350th game and he's one goal off, I think, a goal-kicking record. So we're going to have our backs against the walls because Sydney are pretty damn good in these milestone games, especially for Buddy. So this is, to go 8-4, we need to make the most of this game. And I think it's going to tell us a lot about how much we've improved and how much there is still, to come from this St Kilda team. So can't wait for it. So yeah, Sainers, hopefully we'll see you there. But I'll wrap it up there, Sainers. That's Saints TV Weekly. Thank you to Inglewood Coffee Roasters for being the sponsor. Again, 40% off Saints 40. Go onto their website, coffee, tea and chai products. You won't regret it. It's awesome stuff. Couple more sleep, Sainers, and we're back into the footy, round 13. It's going to be awesome. The podcast tonight, the video of it will be out tomorrow. And a quick note that there will be no Saints TV live on Tuesday night. And I'll be back next week, back onto that usual 7:30 time slot Tuesday night, hopefully with a special guest. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, Saints, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your week. We'll see you Thursday for a big one. Saints and Sydney at the SCG. Cannot wait for it. And as always, go you mighty Saints. See you guys.